I'm working on my G37 and fixing a leak. I recently installed a Y-pipe with slip joint connections and band clamps, and the passenger side band clamp has a very small leak, but I'm pretty sure it leaks a lot more when I'm under throttle because it's leaking at idle. So I'm going to be fixing it today with some copper gasket maker, which is what I like to use to fix my exhaust leak. I should have put some of this on the pipe before I slip them together. I'm going to be fixing the exhaust leaks with this. You can use this on flanges as well. If you don't have a gasket, you can use this as well. You don't need a gasket. You can just put a bead, put the flanges together, wait an hour, and then tighten it together, and then let it sit for 24 hours and it'll be good to go. Also, I got my truck back together, so that's fully back together now. And I did add the drain foot valve from the catch can, like I said. And that just runs down here and comes out right there, so I could drain it easily. Under the car, it's leaking on this connection right here a little bit. The other side is good, just this side is leaking, but I'm going to take both sides off and reseal them with the paste. I have to take this flange off, so I'll probably put paste on it as well, or just replace the gasket since I got one. And from now on, I'll always use paste on these slip fit connections to guarantee a seal. I'm not going to take any chances, because if I did that in the first place, I wouldn't have to be taking it apart right now. I'm going to loosen these two clamps. They are 5/8. And they loosen pretty easily. Loosen that, slide that back, and get the other one. Once loosened, so slide it back. Now for the big flange, I'll loosen it, and it should loosen pretty easily. And that one's loose. I might have to take the hangers off this, get it lower. So let me do that. Able to lower the pipe and knock this out fully. We'll tap it on both sides so it comes out. Now it's loose, and slip it out of there. Now to clean up everything, I have to clean up these two pipes because I have to put some paste on here. And I'll clean the inside of these pipes. So I'll just use a scuff pad on all this and probably some alcohol or brake parts cleaner before I get ready to reseal everything. This flange is already pretty clean, so let me get everything all cleaned up and scuffed up and put it back together with some paste. This is scuff pad I'm using, and I'm just putting it on here and just polishing it back a little bit. Not much. That's enough for cleaning, and the paste will hold good, and the band clamp holds well as well. And there's no dings or anything from the clamp, doesn't look like. Got a rag here with a little bit of alcohol on it on the surface. And now it's ready for some paste. Everything's cleaned up and it's ready for resealing. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this and just put a very thin coat on the pipe. And I'm going to reuse my old gasket I have. If you don't have a gasket, you'd have to put a bead, and it'll work to seal. But I'm reusing my old gasket, so I'm just putting a very light coat. And that's good. Now I'm just going to use my paste and rub a thin coating on the pipe before I reassemble it. I'm just going to do that all around. I got paste on both these pipes and the flange there, and then the other flange. I'm going to slip the pipes back together here. So I'll go from the top. Z1 goes back to the bottom, or however your factory exhaust or whatever vehicle you're working on is. So reassemble it. Get the pipe in there and mounts back in. Now I'm gonna tap it back in. Rubber mallet, back and forth. Back on. Both pipes are slid back on. Now I'm just gonna wipe up the excess paste. And then it'll be ready for putting the clamp back on. Now it's time to slip our bang clamps back over it. And retorque these down. These torque to about 60 foot-pounds. For this flange, since I had to beat it, I'm gonna have to put more paste back on it, and then I'll throw my gasket on. It's nice and tacky. Now I'm gonna push it up into position and slip my bolts back through. And get it all back together pretty much. Washer on. Lock nut. And catch my nut back. Just tighten it till the paste starts to squeeze out. Now I'm gonna leave that for now, and I'm gonna get my exhaust clamps tightened up. 67 on this one, and that's more than enough. Alright, that's 67 foot-pounds. So I got both exhaust clamps are torqued to 67 foot-pounds, and it's been a while, so I'm going to tighten these ones down now. Just torque them down all the way. And that's tight. So these are tight, everything's tightened pretty much. It's currently the next day, and I'm about to start the car up and make sure the leaks are not there anymore, which I'm about 99% sure it's not going to leak. Once again, this is the gasket maker I use. Permatex Ultra Copper gasket maker. And this works great for exhaust systems, for any slip fit connection or flared connections with the donut rings, or even if you have a gasket, you can put a lid on a gasket if you need to reuse the old gasket. Or if you don't have a gasket at all, it can work. So this is what I use for those connections. But if it's too close to the manifolds or headers, then I wouldn't use it because it doesn't have too high of a temperature rating. It is the highest rated RTV, but it's not high enough for those applications in my opinion. Right. This is the other sealant I like to use for everything. And this is good for 500 degrees. And I put this on gaskets. Intake manifold gaskets or anything like that, I'd use this on. And threads and all that. That's what I use that for. This is my other favorite thing to use. And it handles very high temperatures and it works perfect for putting on gaskets. So you can use this on headers or anything like that because this is rated very high temperature. And I've used this on my downpipes that connect to the headers, as well as I've used this on a head gasket, and my head gasket held 40 psi of boost on my turbo car and it holds fine. The head gasket has not let go yet, so it's copper coat on a regular composite gasket, and that composite gasket is holding. So these are the three things I like to use. I also use black, ultra black RTV and ultra gray. Those are great options as well for if you need an RTV. Ultra copper I usually just use for exhaust systems only. Well, let me get to the startup of this car, which I'm pretty sure it won't leak, so. looked over all the exhausts and there are 0 leaks now. So it's finally running good. The next mod I'm doing is going to be an intake mod on this car. And I'm doing that in about, I'll try to do that on Wednesday maybe. So that'll probably be the next thing for this car, is an intake mod. And then I'm thinking of possibly going with a long tube intake and upgrading from the short ramps, but I'm not sure yet. But I am doing an intake mod on this car next, so hopefully that goes well and everything fits. I can definitely tell on the cold start when the engine first started that it's not leaking anymore, because it started with almost no rasp. Normally it makes a lot of noise when it starts. I've also got a sub in this car. I don't think I've ever shown it. Oh yeah, I have to take this truck for a test drive as well. So I plan to take this truck for a test drive soon. And my Talon hasn't been started in 5 years, so I have to get this thing running. This car was once a beast when it ran, so hopefully it can make a comeback.